Hello friends, welcome to our channel Better Document. Before I move ahead, please subscribe to our channel. Hello friends, in this video I'm going to show you how to work in project setup in RoboHelp. When you create a new project in RoboHelp, these folders are created by default under project setup. These folders are Windows, Master Pages, Skins, Screen Profiles, Screen Layouts, and Context Sensitive Help. Under Windows Help, you need to create window properties for the help types that you are going to create. In this example, I have created window properties for Microsoft HTML help, that is CHEM file. This is the window properties for web help. Under master pages folder, you have the master pages that are nothing but the designs or templates. Under skins, you have to design the skin for your web help. Skin means that how it will appear or look, that is look and feel. So these you can design these tabs like font type and then skin color and then this pane. Under screen profiles, you have the screen size for the help outputs that you are going to create for different kinds of devices like desktop, phone, and tablet. Under screen layouts, you have the designs for the help outputs that you are going to create for handheld devices. Under context sensitive help, you have the files and then mapping IDs. Now I'm going to show you how to configure the window properties for help outputs. This is the sample for window properties for Microsoft HTML help. Under window name, you can write any name, that is a window name, and then a window caption, and then this is the windows to display. This means this will be appearing here at the window bar. Under buttons, you have these many options: hide, show, refresh, locate, back, home, button 1, button 2, then options, forward, stop, and print. In this example, I have selected back and print. If you select back, this means that wherever you are browsing in help output, you can go back to the previous screen or page. And if you have this option print, you can take out a print of the help topic. Under try pen tabs and windows, you have these many options: TOC and index, search tab, favorite, glossary, advanced search, browse sequences, and then default tab and tab position. Under default tab, you have three options: contents, index, and search. So you can make one of the options as default tab. This means that if you have selected contents and when you create your help and open the help the content will appear at the first. This is tab position. Here you have two options, top, left, and bottom. If you select top, then all these tabs, contents, index, and search will appear at the top here. If you select left, then these options will appear at the left here. And if you select bottom, then these options will appear at the bottom. Here I will show you the example of this help. What do I mean by default tab position and tab position? So see, this is the top position and this is the left position and this is the bottom position. So because I have selected left option, so these tabs are appearing at the left. Under type pane options, you have these many options like hide navigation pane on startup, auto synchronize TOC, and then remember window size and option, and then auto hide and navigation pane. Remember window size option is an option. If you select this option, then whatever the size of help you have, you actually, when you open your help, you can resize your help according to your requirement. And if you have selected this option, then this help will remember this position and size, and when you open next time, your help will appear in the same position as you left it last time. That is one of the good options, as I think. However, I have not selected this option in this example. Auto synchronize means TOC will be automatically created as configured. So after making all the settings appropriate, click OK to save the settings. Then I'm going to show you the second example, that is window properties for web help. This is also very much similar to what we did in the previous example. However, there are few options which are not here. So to begin with, we have window name, then window caption, then windows to display. Windows to display is actually a type of list. If you have multiple window names, then you must select the one that you are going to display in your help output. So if you do not select this will just disappear. And under these button options, you have these many options like contents, index, search, and glossary. I have not selected glossary, so obviously glossary will not be part of the help output of web help that I'm going to create. And here is the option. So I have selected this default browser settings. Then view in panes. Pane means, see, this is the pane, left pane and right pane. If I select one pane, then the left pane will not appear, only this part will appear. But I have selected two panes for web help. So the help will appear in two panes, left and right. Because I believe that in the left pane we have other navigation features. So they should be there so that it's easy to browse to any intended position or location in your help. After making all the settings appropriate, click OK to save the settings. After you have created your window properties for the help outputs, make it sure that you actually associate this setting to your web help output. To associate this design to your help output, go to single source layout. Under single source layouts, you will be having all the help outputs listed here, beginning from responsive HTML5, multi-screen HTML5, web help single source layout, ebook, web help pro, Adobe Air, flash help pro, Microsoft HTML help, and printed documentation, and then XML outputs. Make it sure that you select the right one which you are going to create or associate. So I have selected Microsoft HTML help in this example, and then right click this option and then go to properties. On these HTML help options, you will see these various options. Then come down to default window and then select the window that you created in your help, and then click save. Now I'm going to show you how to create master pages. Expand the folder master pages. Here you need to add master pages. These are the master pages that I have already created. Master pages are nothing but the design templates that you need to create to apply to different sections and different topics. In a single master page, you may have three elements: header, body, and footer. However, it's not essential that you should be having all three elements in all the master pages. This depends on the requirement of your organization. Certain sections may have different styles, or certain topics may be having different styles. So you need to create your design according to the requirement. For example, here I have added header, body, and footer. But in document design, I have added only header and body. To create a new master page, right click the folder master pages. Here you will see two options: new master page and import. Using import option, you can import the master pages if you have already created them, or if you want to use the master pages from your other projects. In this example, I'm going to select this one, the first option, new master page, because I'm going to show you how to create a new design. This property list appears. In this name field, you can write the name of your master page. You can see that file name is also being written automatically as you write the name of your master page. However, you can edit this file name if required. Now go to the Appearance tab. Select the most appropriate style sheet that you want to apply to this master page. Remember that this is important, particularly when you have multiple style sheets attached to your project. In this example, I have selected default.css. Then click OK. You can see that this design has been created. Now I would add a header by using this option. Here are the options using which you can add several things like header, footer, or page number, and then chapter name, and then TOC, that is sub TOC, and then you can insert a breadcrumbs placeholder, and then insert a body, and then format placeholder. In this example, I am going to add a header. Now write the name of the header, working in project setup, and then apply a style, formatting style from this list. Remember this formatting style list is coming from the style sheet that you actually attached to this template. And now add a footer. Write some information here in the footer. I'm writing and then you can apply a formatting style from here. I have applied. After you create a master page, you need to apply this master page to the topic where which you want to appear in this style. To apply a master page to a topic, go to this project manager pod, and then you can expand your folders, or you can search for a topic and then apply that master page that you want to. For example, I want to apply the new design, new master page that I have created to this topic. Then right click this topic and then go down to properties. Go to this general tab. On this general tab, you will see different fields. Here you can see master page field. Expand this list and then select the master page that you created or you want to apply. Then click apply. Click OK. See this. This topic has been converted to the new design. Once again, I repeat this exercise and will change to another master page. So now I'm going to select chap design, click apply. See this. This topic has converted to another design. Similarly, you can go to any topic and then apply your design. Now I'm going to show you how to customize the skin design for your web help. This is the web help skin editor, and where you can change the background color and the font and the color of the background of this pane. To change the skin design, you have two options: toolbar and navigation. Under toolbar, you can change the background color for this pane. Currently, this is blue color applied here. So click this color to change this to some different color. I have selected a different color and then apply to this. Click update view to update the color. See this background color has changed to the current color. And then this is for selected button and this is for font. So I'm going to change the font size. Currently this is the font size, so we'll change to some Arial one, and now we'll apply. So we'll see that, okay, see this font has changed to the current one, that is Arial. And this is button means when you click on these tabs or buttons, the color is red. So I will change this to some another color, for example this one, then this, then you will see that this has changed. And beautiful thing is, like, this font color is still this one, so we'll change this to some other color. For example, I'm changing those to this color and we'll update. See this. Now I have shown you how to change the background color, then button color, and then the font design for these tabs or buttons. Now go to this navigation tab. Using these options under navigation, you can change these navigation section. Under images section, you can apply images for closed book and open book, then topic, then URL. Content region, in this region it's this color, gray color, so I'm going to change to some different color, for example this blue. You will see that this color has changed now. And then this is highlight color, highlight, okay. Now going to change this color as well. We'll select some light color and then click OK. We'll update this to see this. See this. Means wherever I'm going, this is being highlighted as I am there on that location. Now hover color. Hover color means wherever I am hovering, the color changes. The color of these links changes. It's advisable that you should be using some different color for highlighting hovering behavior, because by this it will be easy to understand, okay, you are hovering here or going here. I will change this hover color as well to some this one. Now we'll update this design. You can see that this hover color has changed. This is too light, so I will make it bright. See this. We'll change to yet another color. Yes, now this is correct. Now font color. Font color means which one? I have to change this to some different color. White. We'll update this and we'll see that, okay, this has changed to, okay. This is the color for this text. Here is another option for font design. This this option will help you to change the font color for this navigation pane. In this option toolbar, this font color is for these tabs, but under navigation, this font color is for these links. After making all the settings, click OK to save the changes. Now I will talk about screen profile. These are the screen resolutions for different kinds of devices like desktop and phone or tablet. The default design that is in RoboHelp is optimum and is good enough. So I'm just showing this, but will not customize this to any other design. For phone, this is the screen resolution, and for tablet, this is the default screen resolution. Then for screen layout, you have a screen design for handheld devices like mobile or tablet. Here you can change glossary, home page, index, search result page, table of content, and topic. Topic is for the help pages, and home is the default page. You can change all these things, like background color is black, so you can change to any other color. And likewise you can change images, then color of this font, and this font. Font design as well. Similarly, you can design the same elements here under tablet. Now under context sensitive help, you have these folders, the basic folders, and then map files. So you can add all those folders that you want to create map IDs, and then you can share these map IDs with the developers of the software product. Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe to our channel.